Welcome back. And for those joining me for the first time, I am the keeper of history's dark tragedies. I gather what the waves try to hide. And on April 16th, 2014, a ferry was stolen by the sea, and nearly an entire classroom of students vanished with it. The MV Sewol, a 6,800-ton ferry, was bound from Incheon to Jeju Island, a popular vacation spot. On board, 476 people. Among them, over 300 students from Danwon High School. The ferry had once sailed under a different name, in Japan. It was old, and when South Korea bought it, they modified it. They added decks and cabins, but they never properly retested its stability. It was top-heavy, and that morning, it was overloaded. The cargo was improperly secured. It was a ship waiting to die. At 8:48 a.m., something shifted, hard. The ferry made a sharp turn, too sharp. The cargo shifted and water rushed into the engine room, and within minutes, the MV Sewol began to list. Inside, panic began to spread quickly. Among the chaos, a voice, calm, reassuring, over the intercom. "Please stay where you are. Do not move." The chaos stopped, and they listened, because they were taught to obey, because they were still just children. They began recording. They called their mothers. They apologized. Some said goodbye. But the crew? They left. The captain was not at the helm when the disaster began. A third mate, inexperienced and nervous, gave the fateful turn. And when it all started to collapse, the captain changed clothes and abandoned ship. After that, one by one, the crew left. The Coast Guard arrived, but they didn't enter. They waited and circled, but inside, teenagers were fighting for their lives. At 10:31 a.m., it rolled almost completely over. At 10:50, only the hull was visible, and then it was gone. Only 172 people survived. More than 300 perished. Most of them were students, children who sat in their cabins, waiting to be told it was okay to move. They trusted the system, the adults, the voices on the radio, and that trust killed them. South Korea mourned and then erupted, because what followed was worse. The government failed, and the Coast Guard hesitated. The media lied. The president vanished for 7 hours. Mothers dug through debris while divers pulled bodies from black corridors. And still, no real answers came. They found the ship years later, a rusted tomb, a graveyard for the unheard. They were teenagers. They thought they were safe. They were told to stay still. And so they did. And for many of them, that was the last thing they ever did. This is not just a ferry disaster. This is a failure of leadership, of courage, of truth. The MV Sewol was more than a boat. It was a test, and the ones with power failed it. But the children, they passed with heartbreaking obedience. Let us remember them by name, by truth, If you found this story interesting, then please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel.